Good morning, television family. We're back on this 23rd day of November, 2021. Wake up, Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting your day with us. Got a jam-packed show for you today. Lots to touch on. 34 degrees, cloudy, foggy. We're supposed to see some sun breaks this afternoon. Now, we were supposed to see some sun breaks yesterday afternoon. That never developed. In fact, our high was only 36 on Monday, and our low was 33. 3 degrees temperature variation between the high and the low in the 24-hour period. There was Monday. It's something that we're used to around here this time of the year. We're supposed to be warmer than that today. Passes are getting some snow. This is a very busily traveled day. Now, the busiest travel day for Thanksgiving is Wednesday. That's looking okay if you're driving into the mountain passes. We're going to be all right. If you're traveling today, though, a little dicey. Details are coming up. News, got that. Sports. Pretty good night for the local college basketball teams. Gonzaga wins. The Cougars win. The Huskies win. The Cougars are taking on UCLA in Las Vegas tonight. You remember when the last time those two teams played? The Bulldogs and the Bruins. It was in the national semifinals of the NCAA tournament last April. They're going to play again tonight in Las Vegas. I will be tuned in. We'll have a lot of sports to get to there. The obscure holiday today in history, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, some celebrity birthdays, and it's Tuesday. We talk wild hockey on Tuesdays with Sean Zears, the interim broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Again, he's filling in for our good buddy Arch Ecker, who is continuing to recover from his car accident from last summer. Sean has been handling the play-by-play duties and been doing them quite well, I might add. We'll talk about wild hockey, what transpired over the last weekend, and we'll preview the weekend series they have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with Salmon Arm. It'll come up with Sean in the back half of the program. We're limited on cameras this morning, as you might imagine, with the low clouds and fog, but what we got out there, we'll show you. Let's see what we have with our high-definition Sky-Fi cameras. We begin with the Omi Gardens camera pointed back towards the Wenatchee Valley with the old station and Stemilt area in the foreground because the cross camera is completely fogged over. You can't see anything. Traffic on the Otobashan Bridge, pretty light here this morning. A lot of people are taking shorter days. A lot of people will be taking Wednesday off. Now, we're going to do a show, by the way, on Friday, but we're not going to have an evening newscast for you. We'll be here on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. We'll do a live edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for you on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. It's not going to be a very good show. Just a heads up on that. We're going to phone it in. But we'll be here to get your day going on Black Friday, just a heads up on that, but we'll have abbreviated news for you on Friday. Good morning to the cloudy and foggy Wenatchee Valley. Where are we off to? Uriah. Off to Cashmere we go, letting in as much light as we possibly can from the Steins Hill camera. The snow that covered the golf course is no longer covering the golf course, but it's only 34 degrees right now in Cashmere, so I would not recommend getting a tee time. You're not going to get one. Good morning to Cashmere as we looked almost directly to the east towards the Wenatchee Valley from the very tip top of Steins Hill. It was covered in snow just a couple of days ago. Not anymore. Camera number 3. Downtown Wenatchee takes a bow from the roof of the Cascadian. Looking to the south, we have 2 cameras. One points to the south, one points to the north. You can see where the cross camera is at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights, but as you can tell, it's pretty fogged over right now. Very light traffic on the avenue and on Mission Street, which is to your right. We call that the pigeon camera because there's a lot of pigeons that hang around there. Camera number 4. Oh, we're off to Stamen Flats. Yep, Stamen Flats. The Columbia River, that's on the cameras on the Chelan County side of the river. Looking back over to the Douglas County side of the river, you can see the railroad tracks down there at Stamen Flats, named after the legendary pool player Minnesota Stamen. Nice view there, looking back down towards the Wenatchee Valley with some light traffic on Highway 2, Highway 97 on the Douglas County side of the river. Again, this is the time of the year we get low clouds and we get fog, and the cameras, by definition, are high up on various hills and outlooks and outcroppings, and so sometimes we have these situations with these kind of weather. We just don't have the kind of cameras we want to be able to show to you. All right, but we can show you this from the National Weather Service. This is your snow forecast for this morning. Keeping a very close eye out on that circled area out there in the Columbia Basin, the I-90 corridor, basically between Ritzville to maybe Sprague in that area with a little bit of Moses Lake in there and slightly above that. You could get a little bit of freezing rain mix. There's a weather system that's coming in right now, and it's not really packing a great deal of punch. It's kind of weak. It's going to give us maybe a little bit of light snow in the upper elevations. The passes are taking the brunt of this. The lee of the Cascades are keeping us safe. So here's your mountain pass travel impacts for today through the holiday weekend. And again, today is going to be the diciest day with snow on I-90, snow on Stevens Pass. If you're heading into Idaho on Lookout Pass, you'll be dealing with some snow. Wednesday, pretty quiet. Very little travel impacts at all. Wednesday is a big travel day, and you're going to be just fine. If you're actually traveling on Thursday, it's going to be a rain mix is coming in. In fact, the snow level is going to go high, very high, going to be very mild. We have an atmospheric river lining up to pay us a visit. We're going to see very mild temperatures all over the region on Thursday, Friday, and right into the weekend. Get ready for a significant warm-up after very chilly conditions, unexpected chilly conditions on Monday. So, from the National Weather Service, here we go. Now, it says 46 with cloudy skies. Now, we were supposed to be at about 40 or 41 yesterday, and we only got to 36 degrees because the sun breaks that were expected in the afternoon simply did not develop. But we'll stick with that. 46 under cloudy skies, maybe a stray light raindrop. 31 for the overnight low tonight. Partly cloudy, a little bit cooler on Wednesday with a high of 42, 43, right around there. And we're supposed to see a little more sun breaks Wednesday, tomorrow, than today. And it's going to be a good day to travel in the Cascades on Wednesday. 32 for the overnight low Wednesday night. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Thursday, happy Thanksgiving. We're going to see clouds and we're going to see some rain and then some pretty good rain Thursday night into Friday. We could get about a half an inch of rain as this Pineapple Express comes in. So we'll be above normal, above normal, above normal, above normal, well above normal on Saturday. Look how mild it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as a bunch of warm, moist air comes our way into the holiday weekend. So don't look for any snow in the Wenatchee Valley. Any kind of precipitation we're going to get is going to come down in the form of rain. Best chance of rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before we dry off Saturday night into Sunday. To the mountain passes we go. The report brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner in personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC. Now, not 10 seconds ago, you could see stuff. That's a live shot. Let me tell you what's going on. Traction tires are advised on Stevens. It is snowing, and you got snow, slush, and ice on the roadway. I'm looking at a camera that's better than what you're looking at, and it does look a little on the dicey side. Again, right at the summit of Stevens Pass. Climbing up, climbing down, not too bad. You get near the top, you got some issues. Traction tires advised on Stevens. Blewett Pass. Traction tires are advised. We can see it. Hey, is that a state patrol trooper? I think I'll wave to him. Hello. I don't know who that is. Live shot of Blewett Pass right now. Traction tires are advised. It is snowing, but it's not really sticking to the roadway. That's right at the summit. As you can see, there's quite a bit of asphalt for your tires to grip on. Even though it's pretty much bare and wet, they still have a traction tire advisory. It is snowing on Blewett Pass. Snowing on I-90. Traction tires are advised. Snow and slush on the roadway. It's looking a little glunky up there. They still have a winter weather advisory. It's in effect until 4 o'clock this afternoon. The magic number, 3,500 feet. As you climb up into the mountain passes, when you get to about 3,000 feet, you'll see a rain-snow mix. It switches over to all snow at about 3,500 feet, and they are going to get about 4 inches of snow in the mountain passes today on Snoqualmie and Stevens, less than that on Blewett. Today is going to be the dicey day for traveling. Then you'll be fine. Tonight, the snow tapers off, and then by the time we get to Wednesday, no real precipitation at all. By Thanksgiving Day, the snow level is going to be way up there at about 5,300 feet, and you're going to be dealing with rainy conditions in the mountain passes Thursday night, Friday, and into the weekend. Again, to recap right now, Stevens Pass, it is snowing. Traction tires are advised. Blewett Pass, snowing. Traction tires advised. I-90, snowing. Traction tires advised. And my trick knee tells me that it's going to snow a little bit harder as the day progresses. It hasn't really begun to snow in the mountain passes until about an hour and a half ago, but it's going to come down at a pretty good clip for most of the day today. All right, that's your weather forecast and your pass report, a 1-minute break, and then your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Now on Wenatchee Avenue. Value Plus Medical Supply, your one place for expert customer service. You'll find a large selection of lift chairs, scooters, power wheelchairs, and other medical supplies. Come see your local provider, Value Plus Medical Supply.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist on the throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes in the Mills Brothers building.
Just about 11 minutes after the hour, 34 degrees, clouds, fog, some breaks this afternoon. It's in the forecast. Warmer temperatures than what we had yesterday. We'll have some sun breaks on Wednesday, a little bit of light rain possible Wednesday night. Looks to be cloudy, rainy, and mild for Thanksgiving, and then very warm temperatures. We're talking about high temperatures in the 50s with clouds and rain expected over the upcoming Thanksgiving weekend. We begin with this story. Wenatchee police have identified one of three suspects that they believe are involved in, breaking into a car and stealing credit cards that have since been used to run up substantial charges. Wenatchee Police Department Captain Edgar Reinfeld said the woman that you see there on these photos that were released to us on Sunday has been identified, but she hasn't been arrested yet. Police are still trying to identify two men also allegedly involved in the car prowl Friday at about 10 o'clock here in Wenatchee. The cards taken have reportedly been used to purchase items totaling at least $1,000. They're believed to be associated with a dark gray or silver Ford Explorer. Anybody with information on the suspects is being asked to contact the Wenatchee Police Department on the Rivercom's non-emergency line. That's 509-663-9911. Police caught up with an East Wenatchee man who was wanted on a robbery charge. And when they caught up with him, they allegedly found fentanyl, methamphetamine, and an illegal handgun in his possession. The suspect is 23-year-old Ricardo Joseph Luna. He was charged last month with complicity to first-degree robbery for an assault and a theft that took place 2 months earlier. Wenatchee police caught up with Luna on November 9th and last week said the car he was riding in contained just over 2 ounces of meth, 19 fentanyl pills, and a loaded .26 caliber pistol. Now, Luna has prior criminal convictions and is ineligible to carry a firearm. He remains in jail on a $100,000 bond. The city of Wenatchee finalized their budget. It's a $141 million budget. They did that at their meeting last week. It's going to carry them through 2022. City officials don't expect to spend all that money next year because a lot of that applies to multi-year projects, including $54 million in construction and renovation. Finance Director Brad Posenjak told the City Council late last week that it has a lot to do with the city's outstanding performance when it comes to collecting sales tax.
Our sales tax has been coming in very strong the last several months, and we believe that's going to continue into 2022. So we were able to adjust our sales tax number up a little bit, which I believe is a more accurate number of what we'll actually receive next year. And all in all, the net effect of that ended up being that how last time when we reviewed our budget, the general fund had a negative 400 and some thousand in the recurring portion of the general fund budget, and now that negative is basically break even. It's positive.
I think for those that are at least watching from home or in the audience, these budgets sort of look like they just appear out of nowhere and they're done. And our finance committee meets twice a month, and we'll meet in January, and part of that will be our 2023 budget as we start looking forward into the next year, because we just do that almost every month as we watch sales tax come in and other sort of items. And so these are big documents and they're complicated, but we also follow them very closely. And we have a great finance team and a great finance committee that pays very close attention to everything that goes on. And what is a budget with how many different funds, Brad? 40?
44?
44 funds and $120 million of revenue, or $119 million. So it's a pretty complicated event, yet I think very well done from staff's perspective. And I appreciate the committee's work in helping us work through these issues and getting us to a balanced budget. And I think we're spending the money in sort of the right spots.
Highway 2 near Cashmere will once again tonight have single-lane closures. Are continuing to work on the replacement of the West Cashmere Bridge, that big project continues. Chelan County Public Works said the contractor on the bridge project will be installing overhang brackets on the new bridge. They did that last night. They're going to do it again tonight from 9:30 in the evening to 5:30 in the morning. Flaggers will be directing eastbound highway traffic onto a one-lane bypass road that's near the river off Hay Canyon Road, while westbound traffic will be directed into one lane, but you'll still be on the highway. In addition to replacing the old bridge, the project involves a highway overpass and a roundabout. When state legislators return to their session in January, at least members of the House of Representatives will have to prove that they got vaccinated for COVID-19 before they can enter the chamber floor. The Washington House of Representatives adopted rules last week allowing a limited number of lawmakers on the floor if they have been vaccinated. Others will participate remotely. Unvaccinated House members will have to undergo testing 3 times a week if they want access to their offices on the campus at the Capitol. Now, the rules are different in the Senate, which does not require vaccination, but all 49 senators who have to be tested daily when the chamber is in session. And finally, the editor and publisher of the Wenatchee Business Journal and other newspapers in our region has passed away on Sunday. Paramedics were called to the Leavenworth home of Bill Fornan after he was found unresponsive. Since 2000, Fornan and his wife Carol have owned NCW Media. That's a holding company for weekly newspapers. They own the Leavenworth Echo, the Lake Chelan Mirror, the Cashmere Valley Record, and the Wenatchee Business Journal. Bill Fornan dead at the age of 74. And that is what's making headlines. At 17 minutes after the hour, Grant and Eric and Cal and Jefferson, and we got a good crew who put together a newscast for you. We're proud of it. We aired at 5, 6, and 10, and it's also available to watch on our homepage, our Facebook page, and on our YouTube page. With a preview, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, fairly quiet weather on tap today and for most of tomorrow before rain moves in just in time for Thanksgiving. I'll have the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has the latest on the Seahawks, the Kraken, and the Wenatchee Wild. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. Yep, we'd love to hear from you. You got a news tip? You want to drop us a note? You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. That's our email address, news@ncwlife.com. If you go to our homepage, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen, or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a note on Facebook Messenger. It seems to be quite popular. After a quick 1-minute break, sports. We got a bowling score from girls bowling in high schools. Also, we'll preview the Apple Cup. Lots of men's college basketball to talk about, and the Seahawks. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center brings you Vibrant Motion, a new hour-long exercise program featuring local instructors Connie Townsend and Pat Robbins. Each week, we'll bring you a new episode with aerobics or Tai Chi. We promise you'll get a heart-pumping, low-impact workout regardless of your age. Join us for Vibrant Motion, weekdays on the NCW Life channel. Check your program guide for airtimes.
This holiday season, let Wild Birds Unlimited help you deliver something truly special to friends and loved ones. The gift of bird feeding. Even if you can't be together in person this year, a busy backyard bird feeder will bring a little smile and a little connection with you. We're here for you with safe, convenient shopping, whether it's in-store, at curbside, or when you order online. Wild Birds Unlimited. Joy delivered.
19 minutes after the hour of sports, we'll go right to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. From last night, Eastmont went down to Yakima, the gateway to Moxie, and they beat Davis. In girls bowling, the Wildcats won the first game, 860 to 703, behind the strength of a 225 by first-year bowler Jordan May. Eastmont won the second game, 743 to 695. Katie Hines led the way. She averaged a 176 on the day, by the way. The Wildcats won the first Baker, 164 to 148. The Pirates won the final Baker, 143 to 133. To the Les Schwab men's college basketball scoreboard from last night, Chet Holmgren led 5 players in double figures with 19 points. Top-ranked Gonzaga remains unbeaten. They beat Central Michigan 102 to 54. Nolan Hickman came off the bench to add 16. Again, they take on UCLA in Las Vegas tonight. That'll be a good one. The Cougars raced out to a big lead. Then they had held on to beat Winthrop 92-86 in Pullman. Michael Flowers led the way with 20 points. Noah Williams 19. Coach Kyle Smith said it was a good start, but the Cougars didn't exactly keep their foot on the gas.
5-0. Thought we came out and played really well the first 12 minutes of that game, knowing that Winthrop, it's in their DNA to keep competing, and I thought they did, and exposed some things on us in the second half that we need to get better as far as half-court execution and handling the ball. And, credit to them, they kept coming. And the guy that we didn't have any answers for, Good, is that his name? Yep. That was a pretty impressive shooting night, and that's disappointing that we couldn't keep them under 33. So,
Gonzaga wins, Cougars win, Huskies win. Washington got 23 points from Terrell Brown Jr., 21 points off the bench from P.J. Fuller, and they beat George Mason in Sioux City, Iowa, the final 77-74. The 113th Boeing Apple Cup Friday. Husky Stadium on the cut. Washington is finishing a frustrating season without a bowl game, and they're in search of a new head coach, of course. Jimmy Lake got fired. Interim coach Bob Gregory says the annual rivalry game between the Dogs and the Cougs is always fun.
So I think just everything's different in terms of we're on the west side, they're on the east side. Big school, small school, pickup trucks versus Audis. It's the whole thing. Beer versus champagne. I mean, it's the whole. Can I say that? Is that okay? It's everything. Everything is different about this one, I think. And I have been involved in a couple of rivalries in this league, and this one's pretty special, I think, and maybe because I've been a part of it for a while. But yeah, it's a good one.
As far as X's and O's, Gregory thinks that the Cougars are going to try to do what the Huskies are going to try to do to the Huskies what the other teams who have been successful against Washington have done this year.
I think the one thing they're doing different and effectively is running the ball, and I expect them to, run the ball against us, since that's been tough for us, especially in the second half of games. And so I expect those guys to run the ball, and their backs doing it. Borgie, number 21, is doing a nice job, and another quarterback that can move the chains with his feet too. So we're gonna have to do a good job stopping the run up front.
The Cougars are now bowl eligible after their big victory Friday night against Arizona. Interim coach Jake Dickert said, well, we've had a good week of practice, and we're focusing really on trying to end Washington's 7-game winning streak in the series.
The rivalries are built on respect, and we respect their program, and we respect how they do it. And we're committed, to our process and what we need to do to win this game. And it started with practice. I thought it was a spirited practice today. I thought guys were flying around. They came out with purpose and intent, and that's what we needed, on the Monday morning. It's a Tuesday practice to us. So, I thought that was good, and we just got to take it, one day at a time. We want to be 1-0, and that's the mindset of this game and this week, and can only control what we can control. And that was today's practice, and making sure we're coming back this afternoon to have great meetings and learning and walkthroughs. So we understand the history of the game. We respect the history of the game, and we're just focused on what this 2021 team needs to be due to be 1-0 in the Apple Cup.
Yep, the Apple Cup, Friday night. Husky Stadium. Yeah, the last time the Cougars beat the Huskies in the Apple Cup, Elvis was still dead. That's how long it's been. Speaking of a long time, the Seahawks are off to their worst start in a decade. That's when Pete Carroll was in his second year coaching the team. Seahawks were 3-7 after Sunday's loss to Arizona. Coach Pete Carroll said Monday began with a players-only meeting.
It was interesting to hear when guys got a chance to speak up a little bit, and some of the leaders, had an opportunity to kind of make sure that everybody's on the same page, to reinforce that this is a team, and we're playing together, and we're going to go through the challenges that we're facing together, and that we need to do it in really good fashion, and we need to be on it, and we don't have a moment to waste, and we got to maximize every opportunity to be at our best. And on and on. It was really impressive, and so. Where we are is we've got a challenge that we're facing that we've got to turn, and we want to turn this thing as fast as we can. All resources, obviously being tapped into. There'll be always some subtle adjustments that we do to try to make some changes and get better. And really, everybody was really accountable and did a nice job in owning it and being responsible for the change too. And so it's how positive can it be? I don't know after this, but the guys are really turning to doing things right and getting better like this week.
The Seahawks defense, they've been playing pretty good, and they've been improving as the weeks have gone on. Offense, not so much. The Seahawks rank pretty much near the bottom of the league in almost every significant offensive category. During yesterday's press conference, Coach Carroll was asked if he and Russell Wilson are on the same page going forward.
We haven't talked about the path forward. We're just talking about this game today, and but we've been connected on everything we're doing. We talked about it last night, about what had happened in this game, and went through it and tried to get ready for today, and that's all we've gone. But Russ and I will be connected on what we're doing. He's a big part of this, and he needs to be able to execute and carry out the game plans and all of that. It's pretty clear the things that we need to get done, and so we're not going to be disconnected, if that's what you're trying to find out there.
Seahawks are on Monday Night Football next week. They'll be in Maryland to take on the Washington football team. You can watch that on ESPN. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday, always celebrated on November 23rd. It's World Hello Day. Hello Day. How are you? Pretty good idea. It was created in 1973 during the Yom Kippur War between, it was the Arab-Israeli conflict in November of 1973, and two college graduates. One was Arizona State University graduate Brian McCormick, and his brother, a Harvard graduate Mike McCormack, got together, and they spent all the money that they had to buy postage, and they wrote letters to every leader in the world, be it a president or a prime minister or a king or a queen or what have you, to try and launch World Hello Day. The idea is just civil conversations between warring countries, factions, cultures, what have you. To their surprise, 15 different world leaders wrote them back. And they said, we're kind of into that. And over the last 40 plus years, they've had the additional support of 165 countries. So there's about 180 countries who now participate in World Hello Day. And the idea is you say hello to 10 people today, 10 people who are complete strangers. So when you're out and about, running your errands, grocery shopping, whatever the case may be, you say hello to 10 strangers. And you're also supposed to learn to say hello in a foreign language, which isn't too hard. If you think about it, World Hello Day, that's how you practice it. You say hello to 10 people whom you don't know, and then learn to say hello in another language. Hello is universal. I think if you just say hello, even if you're talking to somebody who lives on the other side of the planet, I think they'll figure it out. World Hello Day. Let's do today in history. Ever wonder why actors and actresses are called thespians? Because it was on this date, November 23rd, 534 BC, that would make it 2,555 years ago, Thespis becomes the first recorded person to portray a character on the stage. Yeah, Thespis, that's why they got the name thespians, for people who act. Thespis became the first recorded actor to portray a character on stage on this date, November 23rd, 534 BC. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that the very next day, November 24th, 534 BC, on Thespis' second acting appearance, he demanded a dressing room and a personal assistant. Trivia for you there. Happy birthday to acting. And happy birthday to the smartphone. You remember Simon? Simon made his debut on this date, November 23rd, 1992, at the Comdex convention in Las Vegas, Nevada, the IBM Simon. There it is. It was the very first smartphone. It could make and receive cellular telephone calls. You could get faxes. You could get emails. You could get pages. It had a calendar, an address book, a notepad. It had maps. You could see how your stocks were doing. It had a news ticker. Here comes the Simon, the very first smartphone developed by IBM. It cost you $1,099 29 years ago. That's a little over $2,000 in today's money. Believe it or not, they sold 50,000 Simons in the first 15 months it was on the market. And then it completely collapsed. The problem with the Simon, was the battery. The battery, a fully charged battery on the brand new Simon, lasted only an hour before the battery went out. And you had to plug it in and charge it again. Happy birthday to the very first smartphone, the Simon. Boy, everybody wanted one of those back in the day. Let's do birthdays. We always do presidential birthdays. The 14th president of the United States, not a particularly successful one, Franklin Pierce, born in the state in 1804, died in 1869 at the age of 64. Not highly regarded by presidential historians. In fact, his presidency falls into the failure category. He was so unpopular with the Democratic Party. He was a Democrat, and he was elected in 1852. He wasn't even nominated for re-election in 1856. That's how unpopular he was. People liked him. They liked him a lot. He was outgoing. He was gregarious. He had a great personality. His wife was a prude. They had a difficult time. All three of his sons didn't survive until adulthood. So he had a very tragic personal life. Pierce County in Washington State is named after Franklin Pierce. Franklin Pierce died in 1869 at the age of 64, essentially drinking himself to death. Born in the state in 1804. And Miley Cyrus, the American singer and songwriter, broke through with Hannah Montana. Still does. She's still in the music business. Her claim to fame is that she was the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus, but she got underneath his shadow pretty quickly. Miley Cyrus, 29 years old today. Don't You Break My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart. Oh, I hate that song. 32 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has got an opinion for you Facebook users out there. And then my conversation with Sean Zears, the interim broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Not the best of weekends, but they did get a big victory last Sunday, and now they have a huge 3-game weekend series here in Wenatchee this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll preview that with Sean Zears. We're talking Wild Hockey when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5,
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14, they come back.
Direct from Las Vegas, Holiday Dreams, a spectacular holiday cirque. Experience holograms, interactive lasers, projection mapping, and a cast of international cirque performers on one stage. Experience the futuristic holiday show everyone's talking about. Make new memories with your family this holiday season and experience Holiday Dreams, a spectacular holiday show. Live in concert.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think is there something the matter with him?
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious? No, he's not. He's not. Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Are you frustrated because you feel like you aren't getting the internet speeds you pay for? One of the most common ways to test your internet connection is called a speed test. These are free and easily located on the internet and can tell you how fast your internet is. However, for certain reasons, these tests may not always be accurate. A speed test shows you how fast a file can be downloaded to the computer you're running the test on. However, there are many things that can affect the speed of that download besides the speed of the internet going into your home. A few of the things that can affect your internet speed are poor Wi-Fi signal, other wireless signals interfering with the wireless signals coming from your router, other devices in your home draining your bandwidth, your computer or phone running apps programs in the background that you aren't aware of, slowing your entire device. Any of these things can slow down your internet. Your internet is like water flowing down a pipe. There's a big pipe bringing internet to your local area, and a smaller pipe coming off of that bringing internet to your home address. Your router is just another pipe that brings the internet inside your house, and every device inside your home is like a pipe connected to the router. Just like with water, if any of those pipes along the way are too small for the amount of internet that needs to flow through for a family, the flow for everything down the line will be much slower. It's a lot like trying to push all the water going into your house through a small straw. Also, again, just like with water, if everyone in your home is using the internet at once, any individual device may not be able to receive the full flow of the internet. It's like your whole family trying to drink out of that small straw all at once. If you're struggling with internet that is slower than expected, make sure that all of the devices that your internet flows through are working correctly, and check all devices in your home for background programs that may be using the internet. If everything still appears to be working correctly, contact us and we'll be able to help.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I just read a Facebook post from somebody I like and admire, always have. But the poster recounted a totally disagreeable contact with a local politician of a certain party. This poster then posted, and I quote, "This is why I think people of that party are callous and insensitive. It's because their leadership at both local and national levels, they act callous and insensitive too." Now what is it when you categorize all members of a group by behavior of some of the members of the group? What is that called? What do we call that? And why is it okay to condemn prejudice in others but justify it in oneself? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. That'll sure get you thinking.
Get ready for fall and winter with a new or used truck or SUV from North Central Washington's four-wheel drive headquarters, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, on 3rd Street in East Wenatchee.
Land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, you're in Ford Country.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Come enjoy the very best of the Chelan Valley. Combine award-winning wines, outstanding food, and music to create a memorable holiday experience. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Ristorante, your Tuscan paradise.
Tipsy Canyon Winery welcomes your family to our holiday celebration. Sit by the cozy fire with your favorite vintage and enjoy a magnificent view of the Chelan Valley. Our family looks forward to seeing your family this winter at Tipsy Canyon.
Hey, Ellie, what's troubling you?
No one cares about insulation.
Out of sight, out of mind, I guess.
But it's just so effective and inexpensive. It's one of the best ways to warm your home. Chelan's PUD $1 per square foot rebate can often pay for the cost of a DIY blow-in installation to an attic. So are you gonna check out the rebates at ChelanPUD.org/save today?
Yeah!
Can you help me down? Let's go to ChelanPUD.org/save today.
Hi, I'm Chuck Dronan, Managing Member at Eplodolin Retirement and Assisted Living. It's been a tough year for all of us, but especially for those working and living in senior care facilities. Over the course of these many difficult months, our staff at Eplodolin has been vigilant in adhering to federal and state guidelines to protect and assure the safety of our residents and their caregivers. If you're in need of assisted living for a loved one, give us a call at Eplodolin. We're here for you.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Ancestry Cellars redefines family wineries by connecting wines to their own family. This approach creates unique wines, celebrating sisters, brothers, and family events. Make their wines part of your family story at Ancestry Cellars in downtown Manson.
Skagit Cellars is a multi-award-winning winery from Mount Vernon. Now you can experience this Westside winery in their downtown Manson tasting room. Cozy inside or out, you will be pleasantly surprised when East meets West at Skagit Cellars.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Every Tuesday, we take time out to talk about Wenatchee Wild Hockey. A 3-game road trip just concluded on a victorious note on Sunday against the first-place Langley Rivermen. Langley is first place in the Coastal Division. It's nice to win those games, and then they got some significant divisional games coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after the Thanksgiving holiday, to talk about Wild Hockey and the weekend that was and the weekend that's coming. The interim broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, Sean Zears, joining me again via Skype. Hello, Sean.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Let's go ahead and take this chronologically. 3-1 was the final on Friday night against the Nanaimo Clippers. Now, a couple of caveats there. That 3 was a empty netter. You know, we put in the extra attacker to try and come back. So I want to say 2-1, even though it was finally a 3-1 deal. But there were even though we came out on the short end of the stick last Friday against Nanaimo, a lot of good things came out of that game.
Oh, no, absolutely. One of those being Andy Vlaha, who's becoming a #1 goalie. No offense to Tyler Shea, but I mean, Andy Vlaha has been playing really well here lately, and it showed on Friday night. He made a lot of great saves, keeping the team in the game, and really, honestly, it's just one of those things where that's where you start playing, you start getting more gelled, and you start seeing players develop more. And now Andy's finally becoming that #1 goalie that I think Coach Chris Clark wanted to have. And that was one thing. Another thing is a power play. I mean, we're going to touch on that, I'm sure. But they scored a power play goal, and this thing has been clicking a lot. And at first it wasn't, but boy, it's really going now. So that power play is very good.
In fact, how many power plays in a row have we scored a goal on now? I want to say 5 or 6, something like that?
Yeah, I believe so. I know in the last 5 games, I believe we've scored, I want to say 10 or 11 power play goals. That's impressive. I mean, they were at one point last in the league, and I think after yesterday, and I haven't looked at the stats yet, we could be close to being like in the middle of the pack in the power play. And this is in a matter of maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So they've turned things around that way.
Yes, they have. And again, we need to point out that even though they lost to the Clippers on Friday night, they outshot them 29-21, which is a pretty sizable differential.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they were in the game the entire time. I mean, they were down. In fact, they tied the game up in the middle of the third period. And it was just an unfortunate bounce that went Nanaimo's way. right now we'd be talking about a 3-0 road trip possibly if it wasn't for the fact of holding a lead on Saturday, but then Friday night just maybe getting another point, maybe in overtime if they were able to hold on. I mean, Nanaimo's good. I was kind of surprised that Langley was actually in first place and not Nanaimo, because Nanaimo's got some really good players.
On Saturday night, they took on the Grizzlies, pretty much dominated the first period, came out of that with a 1-0 lead, but it could have been 2 or even 3-0 after the first period on Saturday night.
Yes, absolutely. Ian Somoza, again, another power play goal, go figure. And really, honestly, they were controlling the first period, and they put in a great effort. Unfortunately, the way, again, the bounces go, and they score a power play goal on a penalty that really, honestly, was, it was there. It was a good penalty to take, but they scored quick on it. And that's the one thing that Chris is going to have to probably start maybe, he's going to put more emphasis on is killing penalties, because you don't want to give up too many power plays. And that's what happened on Saturday night, actually. In fact, one of the reasons I know that I talked to him after the game, and he was not really thrilled with one of the penalties that was taken late in the third period. Because, I mean, when you're down a certain amount of goals, okay, yeah, take a penalty. It's all right if you're down 5 or 6-1. But you're only down 2-1, and you're taking a penalty that's all the way down in the other end of the ice that you shouldn't be taking. That's not going to sit well with any coach. And that was kind of like, I would say, the turning point of the game. But, again, Victoria, another great, solid team. They got 2 lines that got the first line, if I'm not mistaken, they have their second leading scorer in the league in Victoria, and he's a rookie. I mean, he's got like 24 or 25 points. So Wenatchee is holding their own against 3 really good teams over the weekend that they won't be able to face again, because they're in a different division. So at least they're getting a good look at how well they could play against other teams. And I think this is going to sit well when it comes to divisional play, because when you're playing this well against the top teams over on the other side, you should do good in your own division.
Well, the 3 teams that they played this last weekend, Nanaimo, Victoria, and Langley, the top 3 teams in the Coastal Division are Nanaimo, Victoria, and Langley. So they took on the 3 best teams as far as the standings were concerned in the opposite division. But you mentioned breakthrough and you mentioned turning point. If I think we're going to look back to what happened Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, I should say, against Langley. That could have been really what the doctor ordered, because it was like everything fell into place, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they got out to a quick lead, and then all of a sudden they just kept pounding it on and turning it on and turning it on. And I think what really, when you play a complete 60-minute game, you are finally going to break through once in a while. It's going to happen. And Chris had mentioned that both nights. They played a full 60-minute game. They played their hearts out. You can't deny the fact about that. It's just unfortunate that they were snake-bitten, according to Chris Clark, snake-bitten scoring, which it really has. I mean, they've gotten really good chances, and they just faced some really good goalies. Well, Sunday, that wasn't a bad goalie, but, well, I'll tell you what. When you can score 3 power play goals and you can do that with ease, I think that, and again, getting an even strength goal. It'd been a while since they've had an even strength goal. And they just looked just after. And what's even more amazing about all this is that they were on, well, I wouldn't say so much rest, because it's not that far of a drive, or I should say a ferry ride is what I found out. But from Victoria to Langley, it's only a couple hours, but still, though, you had to get up early in the morning. It's a 2:30 in the afternoon start, 3rd game in 3 days, and they've never done that before. You would think that this team would be a little bit tired, but no, they looked even more energized than anybody else. And Langley had not played since Thursday, so they had literally 2 days off to sit around and get ready for Wenatchee. And, boy, I'm just saying, that was their best game of the year on Sunday.
Well, it helps when you score 5 goals. That helps a lot, because as you mentioned before, they were snake-bitten against Nanaimo. They outshot them, but they only scored 1 goal. And then against the Grizzlies, they outshot them, only scored 1 goal. And then the floodgates opened on Sunday afternoon. And as you mentioned, and I watched it, they looked fresh. And usually these Sunday afternoon, the last of a 3-game in a row on short rest, usually it's when you find the sloppiest hockey. The passes aren't crisp. The checks into the boards are weak, but that was the exact opposite of what we saw on Sunday.
No, absolutely. They were beating Langley to every single puck that got to the corner. They were just out skating them, outplaying them, out-muscling them, it looks like at certain points, except towards the end of the game. And that was kind of an interesting thing because usually you don't see that kind of hostility going on. But, frustrations, of course, with Langley, I can completely understand. But, again, I've never been part of a game where it ended so weirdly, like at the end of the game, because everybody thought that the goal didn't count, but it did count, and then everybody's coming off the ice, but the referee's like, no, you need to go back. And I was just astonished. But, that, again, that's just the resiliency of Wenatchee and how they just don't quit, because they could have just easily said, we don't need to do anything more. But you know what? You got to play full, complete 60 games, or 60 minutes, I should say, not game, but 60 minutes. And they did. And it was a power play goal by a third line, no less, that was out there that scored on that. So I think that Chris is going to be very pleased when he looks at the tape and goes back to see how well the power play is performing.
Maybe even though we beat Langley and beat them good, maybe it's good that we don't play them again this year, because things, as you mentioned, did get a little chippy at the end. For those of you who didn't see it or didn't get a chance to, they pulled their goalie late to get the extra offensive guy in. We scored an empty netter. Things got a little chippy. I thought the game was over. They made him drop the puck again. Then we scored in that long shot almost from center ice. I was as confused as you were, but it was a complete game on Sunday. Now it's back home, and now it's back to interior play. Salmon Arm, the Silverbacks will be in town for 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Currently in 3rd place in the interior division. 3 big games, right?
Oh, 100% 3 big games, because you are one at home. It's holiday weekend, so you're going to have a lot of fans there. But this is the first time that Wenatchee is going to face Salmon Arm. And again, Salmon Arm coming in, like you had mentioned, 3rd place, but they've played some really good teams to get to that point. And it's going to be another bar setter for Wenatchee. How can they set the bar? How can they stick with these guys? I think every game is going to be different, but most importantly, you just got to make sure that you just play a full, complete 60 minutes and see what happens. If they can come out with 2 or 3, that would be fantastic. If they can come out with 3 or 6 points, I think that would be fantastic. Of course, sweeping the series would be amazing, but it's not too often that you can play 3 games in a row and then you get to sweep. I mean, you just don't really hear about that too much. So I think what Wenatchee needs to do on Friday, set the table and play that complete game. And if Salmon Arm is really going to be, they're going to be testing themselves, they're going to take penalties, because Wenatchee on that power play, like I mentioned earlier, it's just one of those things where they're just clicking, and you don't want to put Wenatchee on the power play because they're hot right now.
Yeah, and we like it when we can say they're hot right now. Again, the importance of that victory Sunday, I don't think can be underestimated. Will they take that momentum into the weekend? We'll find out, again, with Salmon Arm in town. Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving, 7:05 is when they drop the puck. It's brought to you by Works. Saturday, 6 o'clock, Les Schwab is the sponsor. Sunday, also at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, brought to you by Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy and Jimmy John's, the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive, by the way, which we're very proud to be a part of, and the Wild will be there as well on Friday and Saturday. Sean, we always like to end on a positive note. Give the Wild fans out there something they can hang their hat on as we head into Gobble Gobble Day.
Well, I think one of the things that they can hang their hat on is that they are only maybe 3 points behind 7th place. But think about it this way. They've only played 13 games. The rest of the divisions have played 15. So you get a couple wins against Salmon Arm, a good Salmon Arm team, guess what? You're in the mix with a lot of other divisional teams here. And, again, once you start winning, things can happen. And I think they're going to start rolling. Plus, you got a lot more home games now with a lot of these road games. So there's something you can hang your hat on, too, because December, it's going to be busy for Wenatchee. They're going to have 5 home games in a row, the most they're going to have all year long. So just have fun, I think, is going to be the best bet. Getting in front of those Wild fans, I think it's going to be the best thing in the world.
It's good to have the pack back in town. Again, Friday night, 7:05, Saturday, 6 o'clock, Sunday, 6 o'clock with the Salmon Arm Silverbacks in town. Sean, I will visit you in 1 week, my friend.
All right. Well, you and everybody there have a great Thanksgiving.
Absolutely, we will, and I can't wait to talk about maybe now. I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to say it. We'll talk next Tuesday morning. All right, Sean.
Sounds good.
Sean Zears, the interim voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Sean. And you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Color Effects has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. Color Effects has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call Color FX in Cashmere today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Give the fabulous flavor of classic European-style chocolates from Chocolat in Leavenworth. Each chocolate is handcrafted with quality ingredients in exquisite designs. A gift from Chocolat will delight anyone on your holiday shopping list.
When it's time for a celebration, it's time to contact the Cheesemonger Shop. Order a delectable collection of tried and true favorites for your holiday platter, or stop by for a taste at either location. When you think cheese, think Cheesemonger Shop.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
All right, let's wrap up this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with a real quick pass update. Right now on I-90 on Snoqualmie Pass, westbound is open, but right now eastbound is closed. Eastbound Snoqualmie Pass is closed. So from there to here, you can't get there right now on I-90. From here to there, you can. It's a traction tire requirement. Why eastbound I-90 is closed right now, I don't know. It could be just a lot of snow, and they want to take the cars off the passes so the plows can get the job done. Just a heads up on that. As far as the Mountain Pass travel impacts on this very busy travel week, today is the diciest day of the travel week. So take a look at your planned route. So we're looking at moderate snow conditions. It's snowing right now on the major mountain passes, and it will snow most of the day today, but it should be tapering off as the day progresses, and it should be all done with snow by sunset tonight. So heads up on that. They're going to be fine on Wednesday and even really on Thursday. It's going to be more of a rain than a snow situation on the major mountain passes. Wednesday is the big travel day for the Thanksgiving holiday, and it looks just fine. Again, right now, though, I-90 eastbound, for reasons I don't know, is currently closed. Forecast, cloudy this morning, some breaks this afternoon. They told us that yesterday, didn't quite pan out. We should be in about mid-40s or so. We'll see. 31 for the overnight low tonight. Snow level is going to go up to above 3,000 feet tonight. We're not expecting any snow at all. Rain, perhaps, on Thursday. And look how mild it's going to be for the holiday weekend. Well above normal temperatures on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's it for us. We will see you Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.